What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dead on Dave. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you just finished watching my wrestling news update that I just finished. It was up, so go ahead. If you have not watched it, go check that out after you watch this NXT review. Yes, it's time once again for my favorite hour every single week in wrestling. It is NXT time, and we'll be doing a review. But as you know, I have not watched it yet. That's what I'm going to do right now. So let's jump right into it. Let's get this going, and let's watch NXT. There should be a lot of stuff going on. Sami Zayn, I believe, is back this week. Dana Brooks makes her debut. So a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's hope that it's good, and let's get to the show, shall we? See you on the other side. Here we go. 10 minutes in, Solomon Crow, CJ Parker in the opening match. This is probably CJ Parker's final match on NXT. He has now left the company. I'd like CJ Parker. I think he's okay. It does look like he has given a lot less crap about his physique lately. He doesn't seem to be as, into it as he once was. And that just be because he's frustrated with his position. I mean, he's been in NXT for a long time, I believe like 4 years, and yet now he's basically being the gatekeeper for new guys coming in. Kevin Owens, Solomon Crow, and it goes on, and I think he got frustrated with it, and that's completely fine. But the guy does work really well in the ring. He can work with just about anybody, and it showed in this match. Solomon Crow, who is very, very strange offensively, very non-traditional to say the least, but he's unbelievably gifted and talented. I didn't like the first match I saw with him in NXT, but now I'm really starting to dig what he's doing. It seemed like when he's in there with a better talent like CJ Parker is, he was able to get more out of the match. And he's got such a unique look, a unique personality. Even the gimmick's just a little weird, and I like it. I like everything about the guy. I think there's a possibility for a really good run for him. I believe that he is talented enough, and his offense is well developed enough, and more importantly, the crowd seems to be in him enough to where he can go to really big heights within not only NXT but WWE. And I think a lot of it is because of his strange and unique offense and his strange and unique character. Let's face it, the guy looks just batshit crazy, and it's part of the reason why you like the guy. So it'll be fun to see what he does from here on out. As far as the match goes, some good offense by both guys. CJ Parker really hit some really nice moves, but in the end it just wasn't enough. Solomon Crow hitting some incredible maneuvers of his own. A splash on a leg, which I'm not sure I've ever seen. A top rope splash onto one leg. Not sure I've ever seen that. That was interesting, and he turned that into a stretch muffler submission hold, which is kind of cool looking too. But again, very unique, very different, something you don't see all the time. So I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a good opener, a lot of fun. What did you think of the first match of the night? Is it something that you'd be into? What do you think of Solomon Crow? Do you think Solomon Crow is the real deal, or is this just smoke and mirrors, as I like to say? Is he more style than substance, which some people might think when seeing him? I think he's the total package. I think he's got a future. So let's see what is next on NXT. About 12 minutes in, and Baron Corbin with a match with a guy I've never seen here before, Steve Cutler, who they're touting as a former Marine and war hero, basically. Decent little thing. I mean, look, okay, I can't even say that. I can't even say it with a straight face. If you like Baron Corbin, then you like this match. Let me put it that way. Because it's 30 seconds long, one clothesline, and then an end of days. And that's it. I think they're doing a disservice to Baron Corbin. I don't like the way, unless he just doesn't have anything. If all he has is a look, then okay. But honestly, that might be the case. Because everything that we've seen from him, every time he's been stretched out, he hasn't looked phenomenal. So that's a problem. That's definitely a concern. So maybe this is all you've got. It's a quick look and that's it. And unfortunately, when you don't have anything else to develop upon, these gimmicks don't last long. Eventually, you will be used, all of your squashing momentum will be used to feed somebody else. You're going to be built up to look stronger just to feed somebody else if you don't have anything else to build on. And it doesn't look like Baron Corbin does. Hopefully I'm wrong about that, because I like his look so much that I could see him being a really big badass. But you know what? I see Baron Corbin as a muscle, as a bodyguard for somebody in the WWE. Something we haven't seen in a long time. A true badass bodyguard. Now, he's really not big enough to be super imposing, but if you dress him like a biker, maybe you get him to shred up a little bit more, I think he can definitely scare the crap out of some people and be a good bodyguard for somebody. I'd love to see the Brian Kendrick come back up to WWE with this guy as his bodyguard. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. What do you think the future holds for Baron Corbin? Does he have one? Is he all substance or all style? Is he a flash in the pan? Tell me what you think in the comment section below of Baron Corbin, the lone wolf, the big bad wolf. What do you think about this guy? Let's see what's next. Looks like a Sami Zayn interview. Should be interesting. Let's watch. 17 minutes in, and a tag team match. Sawyer Dawkins and Angelo something. I completely forgot their names already. That's why I wanted to go ahead and talk about them real quick, because I knew I was going to forget their names, and I did. Against my boys, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Okay, first, the other team that I already forgot their names of, Angelo Dawkins and his weird partner. The guy's wearing headgear. Like straight up old school wrestling headgear, and they're wearing wrestling outfits like the singlets. Oh my god! And this is going to be very interesting. Big Cass and Enzo Amore are garnering so much attention and so much momentum. This is their best promo they've done so far that I've seen, was the one they did tonight. It's so damn funny. Enzo is the Michael Jordan of jargon. Oh my God. The stuff that he was saying was great. And Carmella, you know what? She may not say a lot sometimes, but she does so much because of her mannerisms and everything she does for the tag team. She's a great cheerleader. She also can wrestle, but she's smoking hot. She plays her character so well, and it's a lot of fun to watch this happen. And Big Cass is just awesome. And you know what? If you don't like him, if you don't like these guys, and you're not a certified G, then you're just SAWFT. Soft. I fucking love that, dude. These guys are going to be huge when they get called up. Let's watch the match, because I haven't watched the match, so let's see them destroy these two real quick. And then I'll come back and talk about how awesome they are some more. Let's check this out. Fuller and Dawkins is their name, by the way. Fuller and Dawkins. I apologize for that. Right, about 22, 23 minutes in, something like that. I can't really see because I'm blind. The match is over. Enzo Amore and Big Cass get the win. Look, I want to talk a little bit about Enzo, because people like to call him the weak link. This guy may not be the most physically gifted guy in the world, but if you can't see what he's doing as part of a shtick, then you're just blind. He works very methodically, and it's about psychology and comedy, and he's just very good. The things he does are so damn funny. He's Road Dogg. He is Road Dogg. Cass is Billy Gunn. That's just what it is. That's just exactly what it is. Big Cass is going to be the guy to hit the huge moves. He's going to be the guy who's going to pick up a majority of the wins. He is going to be that man. He's going to be the workhorse, and Enzo is going to be the sizzle. Enzo is going to the trash talker, the dancer, the funny stuff. That's going to be him. Nothing wrong with it. It's a good formula. In fact, we haven't had a tag team like that in a very, very long time. You know, so it's quite interesting to see these two work together, and a lot of fun. In fact, Enzo got the victory today, being launched off the top rope by Big Cass. A lot of fun. During the match, Blake and Murphy came out to screw with my boys, and they gave Carmella some roses to apologize for knocking her off the ring apron a few weeks back. The distraction didn't work, and Enzo and Cass got the victory anyway, so all for naught. But it was a lot of fun. It was a cool match, short-lived. You know, the other guys, Dawkins and I can't remember, Fuller and Dawkins, these guys have a possibility of becoming a really, really good tag team. They have good size. They have good regular wrestling ability. It's a lot of fun to see these two develop, because they're in such early stages of their development. But I see something with them somewhere down the road. And who knows? We'll see what happens with them. I think that there is something to build off of, and they could be good individual wrestlers, or maybe even as a tag team. But I think we got to lose the singlet. We got to lose the headgear for sure, and see where it goes from there. Let's see what's next on NXT, shall we? I enjoyed this match as well, by the way, just because I like these two so much. I can't wait for them to get to the WWE. I can't friggin' wait. I want them in the WWE so bad. But I can understand if they want to ease their development just a little. But with the tag team division, as barren as it is, they're going to make a huge impact. And I can see them instantly becoming the top face tag team in the company. I mean, almost overnight. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's check out this. It looks like Alex Riley promo. Let's check this out. 23 minutes, and as I just said, the Alex Riley promo happens. Short, sweet, right to the point, not going anywhere. Crazy-eyed Alex Riley talking about how he wants to continue to pick a fight with Kevin Owens. So we'll see if that continues. I like that Riley's career is picking back up. I like the guy. I think he's got a good look. He's very well-rounded in the ring. A lot of fun. I hope he has some good storylines in him in the future and not just fodder for Kevin Owens. We'll see what happens next. Wow, about 28 minutes in, and Dana Brooke finally makes her debut to the wrestling world in NXT. Okay, first, let's get this out of the way. It's against Blue Pants, who I love. I love Blue Pants, and the crowd loves her. I hope they do something with her somewhere down the line. Her story is really interesting, by the way, how it all happened. Definitely worth a read. You can find out how she became Blue Pants and the reaction she got and everything. It's quite a funny story, but that's not the point of this right now. She comes out, gets her reaction. It's fine. Dana Brooke comes out, and I'm instantly captivated by the way she looks. I mean, she's basically a fitness model stripper. She's done some pole dancing, and you could tell because she's very, very sexualized. She gyrates the way she rubs herself, and she's unbelievably athletic, too. I mean, she's doing flips and cartwheels and all kinds of crazy shit. And it's cool. It's really, really neat. I actually did enjoy her entrance quite a bit, basically because I couldn't think because all the blood rushed out of my friggin' head. Oh, my God. Absolutely gorgeous. But that's about it. Okay, look. The bell rings, and she looks immediately lost. Like she was not expecting to have to fight. It was weird. Probably the worst mounted punches I've ever seen thrown in a ring, she threw. I mean, not even coming close to connecting. She doesn't have good foot position. She doesn't have good ring awareness. She doesn't lock up very well. I mean, she did nothing well to start this match. She's very, very green. Very green. I was a little disappointed. It seemed like she was nervous. Maybe she got lost in the lights, as they like to say. That's possible. Now, as the match wore on, it was not a long match, but Blue Pants got some offense in, and then that seemed to trigger something within Dana. She seemed to fall back on some of the training that she's gotten, and it started to look a lot better. The match progressed, and so did she. That was good to see. That was positive. She did a few things that were really interesting. A little choke in the corner where she basically does a handstand into a boot choke, which that was interesting. Never seen that before. There's a few other things that I thought was cool, but she's got to tighten up a lot of her fundamentals. Her finisher is not one of those that she needs to tighten up. She does basically a modified cradle shock. Now, if you don't know what that is, that was Chris Sabin's move in TNA for years and years and years. And it's a really cool finisher. I enjoy that one a lot. She performed it well. She hit it well, and it was a nice finish. And then she goes back to her gyrations after she wins the match, and it's phenomenal. she has an it factor. I don't know if she has much else about her, but she reminds me of, like, if you combine Beth Phoenix with a little bit smaller arms and Angelina Love. You know, if you combine those two, I think that's what you have in Dana Brooke. Sexy as all hell. I think they need to tweak her outfit a little bit, and they need to give her a couple other moves than just rubbing her hands from her boobs down to her groin. Other than that, I think that, you know, it's a good thing to build upon. Oh, by the way, she also muff-kicked. She muff-kicked Blue Pants at one point. She seems mean in the ring. I kind of like that too. I like attitude, and that's an interesting thing to see happen. She muff-kicked somebody, and that's cool. I hope it wasn't an accident. Like, I want it to be, because, like, you shouldn't muff-kick somebody. But at the same time, I hope it's something she does every week, because it's hilarious, and it makes her look like just an evil-ass woman. I like that too. So that's pretty neat. I want to see more of her. She's not on the par of some of the other ladies in the NXT division, but I think she'd fit right in with some of the talent that's already in WWE. But hopefully, being in NXT and working with some of the people that she will have the ability to work with, she is going to get better, because damn, is she good looking. And there's something captivating about her. She really does have an it factor. They really have gone after people who not only can work, but they've gone after a lot of folks that just have an it factor about them. And she has it in spades. So, what did you think of Dana Brooke's debut? Was it captivating, or was it a little lackluster? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's see what's next, shall we? About 31 minutes in, main event time. Sami Zayn returning to the ring for the first time since losing the NXT title to Kevin Owens against Rhino, the man beast. Look, I absolutely love Rhino, and I love that he's in NXT and working with some of these guys. I think it's really cool. I was interested to see where this match was going to go, if it was going to be a typical Sami Zayn match. And it was, in a lot of ways. I mean, look, Sami Zayn has the ability to work with anybody. He's been in the business a long time. He knows how to work with every single different style of people. He seems to work with bigger, slower guys really well. And yes, there's a lot of rest holds in this, but it told a story. It was a good, well-done match. Nothing was done poorly. There was really no botches, no poor execution. Sami hit all the offense that you want to see from him. And Rhino was Rhino. I mean, he hit some really nice exploder suplexes out of the corner and stuff like that. A lot of strikes, intense. And what Rhino is able to do is make other people look so good, because he's convincing in his role as a big juggernaut. And so when he gets beat, it always looks cool. It always looks convincing. And this is one of those cases. I don't really care for Sami Zayn's finisher. I don't like that hell of a kick, whatever they're calling it. I'm not a huge fan of that. I just don't think it. I mean, what's the difference between that and a broski boot? Except that the broski boot is down when the guy's on the ground and the other one's up. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the kick. I think Zayn is better than that. I think he has more moves in the arsenal that he can use that'll be a little bit more impactful and interesting. So I'd like to see them make that change. Other than that, though, that's just nitpicking, because it didn't take away from the finish or the match. But a guy like Rhino, I would think that he would have been able to kick out of a move like that. So that was my only complaint. Other than that, I thought it was a really well-done match, and it was a good return match to NXT for Sami Zayn. And I really hope that the relationship between WWE and Rhino continues, because I think he brings a lot of value to really help some of these guys get ready for their main event roster moves. You know, it's pretty cool. Rhino is one of those guys who's always going to get a good reaction. He's always going to be instantly recognizable, and that's a really good thing. It's something that you want as if you're a promotion. Sami Zayn still has some developing to do, and I think WWE knows that. Everybody's like, Sami Zayn needs to come up now. I don't think that's really necessary. Sami Zayn still has some stuff left to accomplish in NXT, and obviously finishing his feud with Kevin Owens would be like a graduation for him. So all of these things in there combined when you talk about it, it kind of makes you appreciative of who is still down in NXT. Now, what did I think of the overall show? I thought it was a really solid show, top to bottom. Nothing really spectacular. We didn't get that signature NXT match that we usually get that blows the roof off the joint. Now, I'm not saying that Rhino, Sami Zayn was not good, because it was, but it's not Hideo Itami, Finn Balor. It's not that level. It's not Kevin Owens and Adrian Neville. It's not at that level. But it was still a pretty damn good match, and it was a lot of fun. The entire show from top to bottom was solid. There wasn't a weak point. Maybe the Baron Corbin spot, but other than that, it was not. Even that had purpose, so I'm okay with that. So I give the show an 8, maybe 7.5 if I want to go down a little bit. But I thought it was a really, really well done show. I thought there was a lot of good stuff. Enzo Amore, big cast, highlights of the show for me. Their best promo and a line of fantastic promos. And seeing Dana Brooke really did help a lot for me as well. Just seeing her, not watching her wrestle, just seeing her, because she is captivating. So it was a good show. I think 7.5 is a better number for this show, because we know when NXT really does ramp it up how good it is. I'm not saying this did not live up to that same thing. It's just that's the uniqueness of NXT, is the fact that you don't always have to load it with stars to just have a really good hour-long show. And you got to remember, it's an hour long, and that's what it is. It's going to be an hour of solid action every single week. I would like them to expand, but that's just me being selfish. But they don't need to. I don't think there's a need to expand other than make Davey happy. Other than that, it's really solid where it is. So, what did you guys think of the show? Put in the comment section below what you guys thought, and we will maybe even bring it up on the show. Maybe we'll talk about it. Who knows? I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more shows today. I already did 2. Make sure you check out my news update that I did earlier talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin and Daniel Bryan, which, listening back to it, I feel like I may have sounded a little harsh on Daniel Bryan, and that was not the intent. I'm just trying to look at it from, I feel bad. I feel terrible about this guy. I hate the fact that he's hurt, and I wish he wouldn't have came back when he did. I wish he would have rehabbed properly. I wish he would have gotten the surgery to take care of everything, because then he'd probably be returning right now. Short-sightedness is never a good thing. You never want to be short-sighted. Sometimes it's okay to look at the long view. So it is what it is there. Also, I talked about that, Stone Cold Steve Austin. We talked about some Rob Gronkowski, Bobby the Brain Heenan update, all kinds of good stuff. So if you want to get your news update on what's going on this week in wrestling, go ahead and check that video out. It should be the one right before this one. So other than that, I am Dead on Dave. As always, you guys are awesome, and we will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace.